Bernard, how's the excavation coming?
Oh, just brilliant, Walter. I found at least 4 more segments to add to the mammoth.
Fantastic! So, we'll have at least one major skeleton to feature in our museum.
Not only that, but I've also been finding fragments and shards of artifacts that I believe belong to the Paleo-Eskimo tribes that once lived here.
Fascinating. And who were these Paleo-Eskimos you speak of?
Well, you see, the Paleo-Eskimos were an ancient culture of people that inhabited lands from present-day Russia all the way to North America and even Greenland. You see, their society predates the Thule people, who are ancestors of the modern-day Inuit people who inhabited many of those regions.
How interesting.
Indeed. You see, some of the earliest known Paleo-Eskimo cultures developed at 2500 BC, but it is largely thought that many of these people migrated to the Siberia lands over in Russia across North America as early as 4000 BC.
My, that is a long time! And what were these people like?
Well, not much is known about them, about the Paleo-Eskimo culture, but it is primarily thought that they were a hunter-gatherer species and are deemed some of the first people to have figured out how to live and thrive in such harsh environments in Arctic climates. You see, this is my little drawing of them fishing right here in a pond in a lake in the cold environment.
Wow! I guess that would have been difficult considering they didn't have much heating back then, and there was no such thing as takeout food.
Indeed. The life of Paleo-Eskimo would have been very difficult. But, despite the struggle, they thrived in the cold and were able to build a rather expansive society.
So what happened to them?
I'm glad you asked. It is widely believed that as time went on, Thule people of Alaska and the Paleo-Eskimo people slowly began to inhabit more and more territory, and eventually the Thule people and culture just took over by 1300 BCE. All the Paleo-Eskimos have been replaced by Thule.
Oh, my, that really is fascinating. And you believe you found some remains of the society?
Indeed. Do you see the small little stone right here? It's not from here, but do you see how sharp and pointy it is? And how the material is dark? Well, this is obsidian. You see, obsidian is formed in volcanic ash in much hotter climates, but we have found some stones like that here, and I believe it to be a Paleo-Eskimo arrowhead, because this group of people was primarily known for using small tools in their everyday lives, and the materials tend to have like this jewel-like appearance, just like this obsidian shard.
Why, this is brilliant, Bernard! I will have to start doing some research on this society, so then we can have a whole new wing to the museum.
It is quite intriguing, isn't it? Yes, I do believe that I will find lots and lots and lots and lots of fossils and artifacts. You know, it's such a shame that I don't have a place to stay during my research.
Wait, whatever do you mean? You know you're more than welcome to stay with us as long as you like, you know, with Noel and I.
Well, of course, Walter, but it is kind of difficult to be sleeping on a pile of books every night. It doesn't really replace the comfort of a bed, or a mattress, or a blanket, you know?
No, I suppose it doesn't. I'm sure we could find you somewhere, though. Let me just think. Oh! Well, yes! What about the house next door?
Well, what about it?
It belongs to 2 of our seasonal residents, Gunther and Galinda, who are currently living out in their other home until the end of winter. If we asked them nicely, I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Oh. Yes, indeed. Let me just... Oh my gosh, it looks so wonderful. Could we go look at it?
Well, I was hoping to ask first, but I don't see why we couldn't just look. I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Splendid. Let's go head over now.
Hang on. I was just gonna get the spare key. It's under the doormats.
This house is so beautiful. Why? They got so much wonderful windows. Look, I can almost see the excavation site from here.
Indeed, it is. They spent a lot of time decorating.
Wow, this will be absolutely marvelous. It'll be a perfect location to stay in until the excavation could be done. Oh, and they have so many bedrooms. I could stay in a different one every single night and be fine.
Well, if you like it that much, I'll give the keys a call to make sure everything is...
I'll bring my stuff over right away from the library. Oh, I can't wait to set up everything in my studying corner over there, and my microscope over there.
Now, Bernard, wait a minute.
Oh, silly me. I wouldn't rush into silly things in this lovely house with all the mud on it. I must change clothes immediately.
Wait, I haven't asked if you can stay.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that, Walter?
But I thought you said you changed.
Yeah, well, yeah, I did.
You wearing the same thing you wore earlier. You know what? Never mind. I really do think we should be careful and not, about this decision before we've had a chance or I've had a chance.
Oh, good heavens. The rest of my stuff is in the back of the library. How could I possibly move in without getting the rest of my clothes and my examination desk and all my valuables? I must go to the library at once. Pardon me, Walter. I'll see you later. And thank you for finding me such a wonderful home.
I'll go talk to Leonard and see what he'll do.
Oh, it was just so kind of Linda to spruce up my office with these flowers. Aren't they just so lovely?
Hello? Leonard? Can I speak with you for a moment?
Oh yes, Walter, my dear old friend. How are you doing today?
I'm doing quite well.
Splendid! Did you see the flowers? Oh, you see, Linda just bought them from my office. Are they just so beautiful? Oh, yes. I've been trying to arrange them for the past hour, but nothing seems to... I haven't been sold on anything yet.
Yes, they're lovely. Listen, Leonard.
Will they look better if I were to turn them? Or if I were to display them in a different arrange or fashion? What do you think?
I'm afraid I may have made a mistake.
No, I think it was better the first way. No, there's no fixing it. It's perfect.
Listen, Bernard was looking for a place to stay, and so I offered up the Geese's house. And he was so taken aback with the idea that he moved all his stuff over at once before I asked them.
You did what? Oh, look at that. I threw my flowers on the floor. Why would you make me do that?
I fully intended on asking them, but it seems like Bernard may have gotten a bit too excited.
Do you realize what you've done? Do you realize? Gunther hates it when people move his stuff. Oh, once I flipped a light switch in his house. A light switch! And he nearly had me impeached!
I didn't plan for Bernard to touch anything. He was just... He just wanted to see the house before I asked, and well, he ended up making himself comfortable.
Making himself comfortable? If Gunther finds out... Oh, he'll ruin this time! He'll ruin it, Walter! Do you understand? The geese will never come back! Not to mention, he'll take legal action for trespassing! Trespassing! And forget the museum! That will never get done! All our efforts will have been for naught! Oh. What are we gonna do? We'll become the criminal capital of the world!
Now, sir, I'm sure if we just call the geese and explain what...
Oh, no, it's too late! Oh, it's too late for that, Walter! We have to focus on damage control and hiding the evidence and what am I talking about? You know what? You've done enough for the situation. Why don't you just go home and I'll handle the rest from here?
I can't help but feel responsible.
Don't you worry your pretty little head, Walter. I'm the mayor of this town, and Gunther's not going to change that. Which means that the actions of its inhabitants are my responsibility. I may not have made this mess, but I will certainly clean it up. Don't you worry about that.
Well, if you say so.
Now, to find Bernard. Hello? Bernard? Oh, dear. This place is a mess. Oh, goodness gracious. Gunther's gonna have a fit when he sees all this. What are these balloons doing here? Bernard, I need to speak with you.
My sincerest apologies, dear gentlemen, but this is a closed venue.
Lucy, what are you doing? And why are these balloons here?
Isaac and I are opening a party planning business.
Oh, well, that's lovely. But you can't do that in someone else's home.
But I'm afraid we can, Mr. Mayor. Upon the request of Dr. Humorus, we at Sunshine Party Business have been enlisted to plan, decorate, and carry out a lovely housewarming party for him.
For the 13th time, we're epic parties, not sunshine.
I brought it to the council to vote, and they agreed on sunshine.
Costume models not count.
We'll discuss this later. My sincerest apologies, Mr. Mayor, but until the venue is ready and invitations have been sent out, I must ask you to leave.
Lucy, I am a government official. I can do whatever I like, and while this party does look lovely, matter of fact, I will look forward to it, I'm going to have to ask you and Isaac to take it down.
But Mr. Humorus will be so disappointed.
I know, yes, and I'm sorry for that, but this house isn't a welcome party to let anyone into. It's a home owned by Gunther and Glinda.
Aww. Okay, Isaac, wrap it up. We gotta go on strike and strike the set.
But I haven't even got a chance to let the fireworks out yet!
No can do, Buckaroo. Corporate said no.
This isn't fair!
Now that was very nice at all. Not to mention, anything you break, you have to clean up.
Excuse me, I hate to be a bother, but can you point me to the direction of Dr. Bernard B. Humorus?
Oh yeah, he's right in front of the other giant window. You can't miss it.
Thank you so much, and please be careful not to break anything while you're cleaning.
Sorry, sir. Our demolition crew is a little rowdy. I can't make any promises.
Alright, just please be careful.
Will do.
Goodness gracious. The geese certainly do have a lot of windows in this house. Oh, there you are, Bernard.
Ah, yes. Mayor, what was it again? Leroy? Liam?
It's Leonard.
Oh, yes, Leonard. Yes, you're just in time for the wonderful new housewarming party. Isn't this place such a wonderful home? A lovely house. You see, Walter found it for me.
That's actually what I want to talk to you about. You see,
There's so many windows and bedrooms. It's wonderful. I think I should turn it into a study, and one into a research room, and another one into...
you can't change anything.
Why? Why not? It is my house after all.
No, it's not.
But I am staying here, and such a lovely place to stay, speaking of. Have you seen how many windows? I mean, I can see the excavation site from all different angles.
I'm sorry, Bernard, but you can't stay here.
But Walter said...
Walter got a little ahead of himself and didn't ask the proper authorities permission before showing you the house.
Oh. I see.
Yeah, I'm truly sorry, Bernard, but you need to gather your things and put everything exactly how you found it. We're all in big trouble if you don't.
I wish I could, old chap, but I'm afraid some of the damage is already done.
What damage?
Well, I'm afraid I was so excited of having my own place that I began hanging up pictures and making it look more like a real home.
Which
Means there's holes in the wall and where there weren't before. And some of the furniture scuffed the floor and when I was moving around. I'm so terribly sorry. I got a little bit ahead of myself. As an archaeologist and paleontologist, I'm always traveling and visiting new places. As beautiful and fascinating as it is, I never actually had a place to call my own. Do you know how I can pay for the damages if need be, or do anything like that?
So you've never had a home before?
Afraid not.
Well, I suppose the damage is already done and there's no hiding it from Gunther. Just wait here a moment. Hello? Hello, Gunther? Yes, this is Leonard. As I said recently in our last letter to one another, we've already renewed, we have a renowned archaeologist here. Yes, it is quite special. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if he stayed in your house for a little while. Not too long. Just a few weeks or so. No, of course, he won't touch anything. Yes, we'll be very careful. Yes, I'll put plastic all over your furniture. Really? Oh, perfect. Okay, yes. Oh, thank you so much, Gunther. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Goodbye, friend.
I suppose I'll gather up my things and go back to bed at the books at the library.
On the contrary, I just got off the phone with Gunther, and he says you can stay. He'll be fine with you staying a couple weeks.
So, I can stay in this house?
That you can for the next 3 weeks.
But this is so expensive. I'm going to need much more time than 3 weeks to get it done.
That is why, during the time, I'll be working on something very special for you. In the meantime, enjoy the comfort of sleeping on a bed instead of a pile of books for a little while.
Oh, I will. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll tell a little penguin Shona that the party is still on.
I'd hold off on the housewarming party for now. Something tells me we'll have to have a better location than the geese's home soon.